What is STEM?
STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths.
What do you think of your children doing coding and STEM in school?
I think it's brilliant because they're subjects that are really interesting and will be really important later on. So I think to start it as early as possible is great, and it makes things kind of fun and interesting. So I think it's brilliant.
What do you think of your children doing STEM activities in school?
I think it's really good because you enjoy it and you look forward to doing it in school. So when things are fun, it makes it a lot easier to learn it and to, I suppose, be interested in it. So I think it's a great idea you're doing it in school.
Where do you hear or see STEM activities we do in school?
So the first place I suppose we see it the first place I hear about it is from you coming back from school and you telling me about it, and then I also would see it from maybe the school Facebook page, because often there's videos there on what you've done during the day. So I suppose they'd be the two main places that I'd see it.
Do you worry about your children using the internet?
Yeah, of course. The internet can be, it can be obviously a very scary place, and the internet is brilliant for, connecting with people and getting information, but when you're not used to using the internet and don't know the safe places to go or the safe kind of websites to use, it can be, I suppose, like I said, a scary place. So I would definitely, but I think getting familiar with the internet in a safe environment like school is a great idea, because you get more familiar with it and you know the places that are good to access information, and I think knowledge is power, certainly when it comes to the internet. So I think it's a great idea that you're using it in school. Yeah, next question.
Do you think your children are safe when they are coding online or using apps such as Bookracer, Scratch, Google Slides?
Yeah, I think, as far as I know, it's a very safe platform, those ones, yeah.
Does your child come home and talk about any of the STEM activities they do?
Yeah, they talk about them all the time, yeah.
Do you think it is a good idea? Do you think it is good that your child will learn how to code in school?
Oh, I think it's absolutely brilliant and really important. I mean, again, when I was going to school, coding didn't exist, but now it's such an important skill to have. And I think it's great that you're learning it like a language when you're in school, because it makes it much easier. When you're older, these things are harder to learn. So I think it's amazing that you're learning it in school.
Do you think we should continue with coding and STEM in school?
100%. I think it's brilliant that you're doing it in school. That it? Thank you.
So, ma'am, what is STEM?
It's Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths.
What do you think of your children doing coding and STEM in school?
I think it gives you a great head start in national school of what area you might like to do in college, and then when you go into secondary school you can pick subjects that relate to what you might want to do in college.
Yeah. What do you think of your children doing STEM activities in school?
Again, it's great for you. I think you learn and remember a lot more when you're physically doing something, rather than just learning it out of a book or from being taught it by somebody. It also gives you a nice break from your books and your copies, and you also get to work as part of a team when you're doing it together, so it's all good.
Yeah. Where do you hear or see the STEM activities we do in school?
See lots of videos on Facebook, on the school page. Also hear about when you come home, when you tell me all about it. And then when your sister comes home, she also tells me about the things that you have made and that you've showed the younger classes.
Do you worry about your child using the internet?
Not as much anymore. I think we had e-schooled enough to know what's right and what's wrong online. I also monitor what you do online, and when you're in school, I trust that your teachers are watching what you're doing.
Do you think children are safe when they are coding online or using apps such as Book Creator, Scratch or Google Slides?
Yeah, I do, because I know that all those apps that you use all have logins and passwords, and they're all child friendly as well.
Does your child come home and talk about any of the STEM activities you do?
You do. I've
They
heard
do.
all about your Bebots, your Fitbits, the Lego things that you were doing. The STEM fair was a big hit with you. I love that. So yeah, I hear lots about it.
Do you think it is good that your child will learn how to code in school?
Yeah, everything kids have now basically involved technology of some sort, from your smart TVs to your watches. Technology is very important nowadays. It's as important as languages, history, geography. So yeah, definitely.
Do you think we should continue with coding and STEM in school?
I do. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of very disappointed kids if you don't. And I also know that the younger kids in the younger classes, like Lauren, is excited to be.
What is STEM?
Science, technology, engineering, maths.
What do you think of your children doing STEM activities in school?
It's a great idea.
What do you think of your children doing coding and STEM in school?
It's very great.
Where do you hear or see of the STEM activities we do in school?
My child was studying.
Do you worry about your child using the internet?
I believe she's.
Does your child come home and talk about any of the STEM activities we do?
Yes, it does.
Do you think children are safe when they are coding online or using apps such as Book Creator, Scratch, Google Slides?
Yes.
Do you think it's good that your child will learn how to code in school?
It's an amazing idea.
Do you think we should continue with coding and STEM in school?
Yes, of course.
What is STEM? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and maths.
What do you think of your children doing coding and STEM in school?
I think it's great. I think it's really, really interesting. I think it's great for them, and I think they enjoy it.
What do you think of your children doing STEM activities in school?
I think it's really good for them. I think it opens up different areas of learning for them, and I think it makes learning fun.
Where do you hear or see of the STEM activities we do in school?
Scoilfin are very good to post them, so on their Facebook page, for example, and also my daughter telling me all about them, and they will also be on the newsletter that Scoilfin issue, so I do hear about them. Yes.
Do you worry about your children using the internet?
I do. I put a lot of trust in them on the internet. Children nowadays have somewhat unlimited access to the internet, and as parents we have to monitor that.
Do you think children are safe when they are coding online or using apps such as Book Creator, Scratch and Google Slides?
I do, because I think these apps are generated specifically for children, and also their teachers are able to moderate these apps somewhat as well and log in.
Does your child come home and talk about any of the STEM activities they do?
She does. She does come home and talk about them, and she talks very openly about them and how interesting they are, and how she is quite happy that they take up time in class for learning different areas, especially because she has a good interest in science and maths.
Do you think it is good that your child will learn how to code in school?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I didn't learn how to code in school. or secondary school or college. So yeah, I think it's brilliant that she learned how to code in school. I think it's very interesting.
Do you think we should continue with coding in STEM in school?
Absolutely, I definitely do. I think it's fantastic for them. A great way of learning in different areas in different ways, especially when it comes to science, engineering especially, which I have a daughter, and engineering is male dominated, so I think that's fantastic. And also for maths, very interesting.